We're gonna go over some details on a Mayco C30, technical details on a brand new C30HDGA. Go ahead, Harold.
Okay, so then we were discussing at 250 engine hours you do the service.
Okay.
Inline fuel filter.
Right.
You got your air filter on the other side, and then up around inside would be the oil filter. Right. Everything yellow, just like on a car, is going to be your dipstick. Orange would be transmission, right?
Right. So
you don't have
so the fuel filter, oil filter, and air filter I can buy at AutoZone.
You could. The numbers do convert.
Okay.
Yes. They're going to recommend that you do factory while you have the engine warranty, because if you have some nap on there and you take it in for engine work, it's going to gig you hard on that one.
Okay.
So I would do it for, till the warranty runs out, and then you can go up your own route.
So I need to call you
Or go to Nissan.
or Nissan. Gotcha.
We probably get a little bit better price because we buy it in bulk. Maybe we get a better discount, so it's probably better through us.
Okay.
But you can do your own thing if you want.
Gotcha.
So you got a deceleration tank for your reservoir coolant, just like a car.
Right.
So it's the same engine, in a truck that you have in this. So the same rules will apply.
Right.
250 hours usually accommodates to about 5,000 miles. That's what the average is.
All right.
So you got deceleration. You got your radiator tank here. Fuel pump. Engine hood cut off. If you have this up and try to turn the key on, that engine hood red light will start flashing. It cuts you out of all functions. You got to close it, turn it off, and turn it back on. So then you got your grease assembly here, and then as we were discussing, about every 25, 30 yards, I hit with some grease.
2 pumps.
2 to 3 pumps, correct.
3 pumps.
Yeah. As you can see, there's all safety tabs on here. I would hit it, if it takes 3 pumps for it to start coming out the safety relief, I'd do it. Because every bearing you can't overfill. Every one of them have a safety relief. As you can see the grease squeaking out there?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So every tab's got a safety relief. So you can't over grease it, and you damn sure can under-grease it. So hit the grease to it as much as you can.
And top this off once a week.
Okay, so what is he putting in there?
Once a week. So you just be putting the same oil as it put in the water box, an SAE 30 weight. You see a washer with a felt ring on it. You just fill it up until it covers the washer, put it back on. You're good for another week.
This is weekly. SAE 30.
Correct.
As it says right there.
There is a bar here to let you know about water. I go a little bit higher than that, and that's your water level. I just make an imaginary line right across, and I just fill it up to line of sight. Anything more, it'll splash out. Anything too less, you'll burn your piston cups up. So it's better to fill up a little bit more and let it kind of ooze out a little bit.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, so how does it, go ahead, I'm sorry.
So as it's splashing out, it's going to, of course,
It'll settle to where
right. So I need to add water and oil, or just oil?
Now there's a consideration. If you're running at high idle and it's just flinging everywhere, then yeah, at the end of the day, I would probably put a little bit more, a quart of oil and a quart of water in there. If you're running at high idle and you're on a hill and it's just repeatedly sloshing out, then yeah, I would add to it. But on the basis, there is a diffuser. If you go around the other side and you look, and that sloshes it back towards you, and that's the reason why they put this high riser on here. So in theory, even if you run it, if the machine is level and you run it full out, it shouldn't splash into you. It should. But you're not always, if you're level, you never know.
Right.
You're half in the dirt, half on the curb, and the machine's this way.
Okay. So where's the
diffuser
fuel line?
The fuel line. So if you look on the other side, and then you look at the rod, see where the rod's touching the, see it?
Right.
That would be for this side. So I just keep pouring until it hits the rod, and then I make an imaginary line right across. And like I said, I put half water, half oil. So if I put 1 quart of oil, I put 1 quart of water. Half and half. The belt tensioner, like we discussed, you got about a 1/4 inch variance drop.
Okay, so how?
When you get to a 1 inch drop on the chain, you got 4 jam nuts on the wheel, and then you got tensioners here, here, and here. Yeah. So you start spiking this up. This is gonna want to turn in.
Right.
So I suggest you tighten this up a little bit, and this will tighten the belt too. Because as you tighten it the first time, the belt's gonna get a little bit loose because it's gonna cock. So if you give this four full turns to tighten this up, I'd give that a half a turn.
Over here.
Yes, and tighten that belt up a little bit.
Gotcha. Right.
If you only go, say you go two turns, I wouldn't change nothing. I do 2 turns, tighten everything back down.
So if I tighten it up here, I don't have to adjust it here?
Or you might
only
loosen
right
that out because you're doing 2 turns in that one, making the belt go this way. So you need to loosen this out.
Okay.
2 turns.
Correct. Because it's actually cocking it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So how does he remove the chain?
So if you wanted to loosen up and get the chain off altogether, you back off the retaining bolts.
Right.
This is the tensioners that hold it on. There's 4 of them. Loosen the jam nuts all the way out. So you loosen this one and loosen this one all the way out, and then you would take the belt off, and then you can slide it and get the chain off. Get so far, half link, whole link. Take the half link off, and she comes right off.
Okay.
You're going to tension out to a point where, like we had discussed, you're not going to be able to tension no more because you won't have no more screw left.
Right.
So then you'd back it off, take the half link out, put the master back on, and then you can tension it out again.
Okay.
When you get to all the way, the chain's stretched. That's it. It's done deal.
So then you replace the sprocket and the chain.
Correct.
Gotcha.
What sprocket's the little one and the big one?
Yeah.
All right.
They're relatively cheap.
Yeah,
We're
and they last a long time too.
Yeah, we're talking a year. Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
year,
even more.
you know what I mean? Everything goes good for you. Maybe 4 years, maybe 3.
So you were explaining something on the water box earlier.
Oh, okay. So on piston cups,
Yes.
if you were going to change the piston cups, so the grout's shot. I mean, the oil in the water box is shot. So you're going to have 2 drains here. If you look under here, you're going to see a 2-inch release.
And
And then on the far side, on the other box on the far side, is going to be another release, a plug. You'll take them out, let them drain. I pick the tongue up a little bit, let it drain all the way out. Take your 2 inspection hatches off. Yeah.
Right.
There's going to be a cold roll pin you're going to take out. You pop that out with a little punch, and that releases it. There's going to, if you look in here, you're going to see a main bolt. See, look in here and you see that main bolt? There's actually 3 nuts on top of a bolt. That's so concrete doesn't get on that stud. You're going to back them 3 bolts off,
Okay.
and then pop that steel plate fall out, and then that plastic, I mean that rubber cup that you see on the edges there,
Right.
that's your piston cup. You take a pick, pull the edges, she'll pop right out, pop a new one in, and then you put them 3 bolts or 3 nuts right back on. Now, however, it's a little tricky on this side because it's housed in the T-manifold. So you'd bust the 2 rods off here, and there's one on the far side. You'd bust these 2 off, and this is on a swivel. So you'd pull it out and swing it away. There's 3 bolts you take off, and the T-manifold here will drop off. And there's just 1 bolt holding that piston on. Put that on real quick, put the T back on. You're not going to tighten it because you're going to wedge it. You put these back on,
Right.
these back on, you start wedging it together, and when you get it maxed out, you put your nuts back on, and it holds the T. If you put the T on first and tighten it, it can't move in.
Gotcha.
You can keep blowing the O-ring out.
All right.
Pretty simple. I know a lot of guys that you're going to see riding down the road ride like this configuration. I probably wouldn't do it. I always put the reducer and the elbow in the truck.
Right.
Because you'll wear out this
A lot of
hinge
tension
here.
is on there.
Right, because it's
Right.
always swinging. Or even worse, this thing fall off and you don't know, and it lays on the ground, and now you drag it all the way to the job. You're going to cut this thing in half. You're going to wear it down. So you get a job, now you can't put a hose on it. Shit, what do I do now?
Right.
That'll ruin the whole job for you. So it's best just to throw those 2 in the truck, and you know you got them. They stay in the truck.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah. So then you got to, you know, there's a grease fitting back here. So about in 500 miles, you're gonna take this off, grease the 2 ends, and then put them back on and check the lug nuts at 500 miles. After that, then usually it's about every 1,500 miles or so. You know, of course, you get like a trailer, you're gonna have bearings that go out periodically. You know,
Right. Okay.
your battery holsters here, and it's just a group 26 in there, like a small car, like a Toyota or something like that. Nothing real fancy. They're $60, $70, and they're posts, not studs. They're posts. It's like a boat or
Right.
anything else. And that's about it. Now there is some balls in here, and we had discussed that. You got 1 ball here up on top, and then if you reach your hand in there, and go this way, you'll feel the 2nd ball. Keep going. And you'll feel it. Feel it?
Yep.
Yeah. So as that ball starts getting light, and you start getting more dents on it, you'll know, well, I got,
It's time to change it.
yeah, I got a couple more yards to go, and so,
All right.
it is weeping a little bit because you are moving it. Now, after you get pumping with it, it'll set. You shouldn't leak anymore. So after about the first 10 or 15 yards, if it's still pouring, I mean, not this, but it's actually weeping out every second it's dropping, you need to call us, because then that's something under warranty.
Okay.
But if you wait 600 yards and then call us, I don't know, I should be nothing for you. But you shouldn't get it weeping anymore.
All right. What if I get a jam, a plug? How would I release the pressure?
Yes, we were talking about the
Okay,
reverse.
so there's a couple of ways. This rotator arm is on a pendulum. See it? Mm-hmm. It's curved. So in theory, it'll release the pressure and shoot it down.
Oh,
this guide is to keep it from squirting in your face.
Gotcha.
It's supposed to squirt down on the ground.
Okay.
That's one way. A second way, you can cheat, and I don't really. This is. I've done it, and I had a pretty good laugh with my old man. But if you go around here, you can actually turn the belt back.
Turn it back.
You can turn it back and get the pressure off of it.
Okay.
Enough for you to get it turned out.
You're turning it back off, right?
Off,
Okay.
engine off, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the problem is, when you turn it back, you see what you're, and that fucker will beat and put them right about here, and you can't get away from it. My old man did the worst beating I ever got when I was a young kid. He was sitting there screaming, and I'm laughing so hard I couldn't get it off of him. And I finally did it. He put me upside down. You know, a mason tub? He put me upside down in one of them things. I thought he'd kill me. He finally kicked it over. But that's the worst beating I ever got. I was about 16 years old. So that's about it. I mean, you know, the rest of it's straightforward. Just like a car, you know, you got an EGR valve. There's a map sensor. There's an O2 sensor, just like a car. Mm-hmm. So they are prone to go out. You know, I mean, it's getting hot and cold, hot and cold.
Okay.
You know, it's a time frame. I don't know, a year, 10 years.
So that part can be changed at Nissan.
Mm-hmm.
At Nissan, yes. Yeah. If it goes out in the warranty, then you just take it to them, or you take it to us, or wherever.
Yeah, it is much easier if you do it through us.
Okay.
Because most of those Nissan guys might look at it and like,
Right.
what the hell is this? And then they gotta
right.
call
Then they'll
industrial.
So they don't honor the warranty, right?
They would, but
They
there's going to
would.
be a delay, like he was talking about.
Yeah.
First, they got to get the serial number, and they got to call back, and then they call them back. Oh yeah, okay, you're authorized to work on this, this, or this. Whereas you bring it to us, we just work.
We
on
already know. We already know what it is. Mhm.
You can't take it to them, but it'd be better through us.
Yes, exactly. Or any multi-equip dealer. Let's say you're up north in Loma, in Orlando, and you see this Walker Miller. They're multi-equip. They can help you with that. Then you are maybe by I-4 and OBT. Thomas Machinery. Thomas Machinery can also do it.
Okay.
And it's all the same thing. It's all covered throughout the same. That's the great thing about multi-equip.
Yes.
That they, you know, it doesn't matter even if you're in Tennessee. They will have somebody in Tennessee work on it.
Masonry also will.
Thomas Machinery, yes. Thomas Machinery.
Right.
Yeah. Thomas Machinery can also do it. We can do it. Walker Miller. There's a few of us here in Central Florida.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, I think we got most of the
Yeah, on it's got a
more technical things.
centrifuge clutch, so you know it's there is brake pads in here, so as it is a transfusible, so as faster you go, the cleats will hide and it starts running. So as you plug up, you'll notice something squealing. It's the pad squealing. Yeah, you let it plug too long, of course you're gonna wear those pads out prematurely. On the basis, man, they last a long time. I've seen them last 10 years, so just depends on how you treat them, I guess. We talked about the hood release. You can't run it with the hood. You know, you notice on older ones, you're going to see on the job site and the hoods are open, they're running all day long. Unfortunately, you can't do it with the new ones. You got to have the hoods have to be down. I'm just worried about you putting your hands in there and it sucking you in while it's running. So it's just a safety thing. Okay. You'll see it. Close it here. Oh, here's that OBD sensor that we're talking about. You can hook it up to the computer.
Right.
That's where they would hook it to. You come up here, you can see a hood open light. You turn it on and the light's flashing. You can't gain control of the machine. It actually, you actually turn on, but you can't do nothing. It runs off of the power down on the cruise control. You can't do anything.
Can't do anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same with the check engine light. You know, you see it on, then you know you got a flaw. The bill of sale, I mean, your manual, threshold manual, everything's in there for your codes and all that.
Right.
If you open it up, it's just in a roll.
Gotcha.
The manual for the engine, it's all in there.
Okay. Now the fuel, what grade?
I run the cheap stuff. I'm no frills, and then I put that sea foam.
Regular?
Regular. And I
87.
put every week I put that sea foam for diesel engine.
Yeah.
Stuff works real good. It's a real good cleaner. If you run it for the life of it, I never had an injector problem ever on any car. Run that sea foam. It's a little expensive. You know, a gallon costs you $30, but man, you only put 10 ounces at a time, and you know, every week.
Okay.
And I never had any problem. Hell, we put them in diesels. We put them in a lot of stuff.
Okay.
So it's a pretty good practice. It's up to you. I mean, if you like, you know, changing injector pumps and stuff like that, then, I mean, leave it out and just run.
No, I will be using a C4.
Harold, can we go, since we don't have it on camera, can we go over this again one more time? You know, we already discussed it, just because I'm sure this is gonna be a big
Okay, so
blur.
so you see the light here. The light's it flashes and it stays on. So now if I hold it, it's gonna go out and you're gonna get 1,
2, 3.
and then it's gonna repeat.
There's the third one right there.
Yeah, and then it's gonna repeat one more time.
So you're going to service mode, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a long pause.
There you go.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. No, you're in service mode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So you're gonna count them. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's gonna start over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So then you got the number.
Right.
514. So that's just an activation number. If you look on there, it's a binary code, and it tells you the system's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Had there been something wrong with the engine, the light would stay on permanently. There's a code set.
And so I need to call you guys when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's a list of codes here too.
Okay.
Well,
This
you
is-
call us and we
This is with
can.
machine on, not running. You press down. Now the older models, you have to put 2 wires together and twist them and leave them together. This one, they made it a little more user friendly.
Beautiful. Thank you, Harold.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. To continue seeing more content like this, don't forget to subscribe. Also, you can just go right here on this link to our website, liveequipment.com, for a complete list of equipment available for sale. Or just keep navigating to our channel. Have a great day.